let's proceed with the present song.
Speed to the city streets, we began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals they take us higher. The night's young, it has just begun as she puts her hand in mine. Chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be two hearts running wild.
didn't upload it. I said I'm gonna go here live and just read it to you guys, because I did it, because whenever you share somebody else's material or material that's pretty common, especially with TikTok, whatever. Like I said, I had the video of the umbilical cord, how they hang it up and everything like that. They really do. They stretch to get every umbilical amniotic fluid, which is utilized by a lot of these people as far as, for their knees, joints, and stuff. Not for you. They've been using this for a long time for longevity and everything else. It's real. I have a regular video from St. Vincent's Hospital. This one, you see the sister. It was a dual. I could have went to the original channel and just did a. And I said, no, I'm going to share, so her face will be in there. So if you go to TikTok, you can look for that, okay? Because somebody yesterday wanted to sit there doubting, you know what I mean? The fictional characters. And don't come in here with that Jesus will save you gaming fake bot accounts. I think the computer's even not intelligent or smart, but programmed to know better. Because I'm just going to hide your channel and block you. I don't care if it's 100. I don't have no problem with doing this. It's not like it's good exercise for my elbow and wrist. Not that it matters to me. Don't come with your Jesus shit to my channel. All right? I don't care if you. First of all, this is not for adults. I mean, it's not for children or fictional adults. This is for mature. I hate the word mature. We'll get into breaking that word down. I like to break words down. But this is for the people who have copulated and they have some. They've reached another epithet in their existence. Because there's a lot of people running around 30, 40, 50 years old. And I don't like saying worst thing because there's nothing wrong with it, being 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're just misguided like these individuals. But when you get to that so-called embarkment of time, age, I guess you want to utilize, that's called a balance of stupidity. Really no existence. Yes, you could be saying you're living, running around saying you're functioning, and be dead. Okay, all right, so there we go. So let's go ahead and get into Demonology by King James. Of course, let me shout you out. APGR, Rondo, Tara. Yeah, March. Snoo, what's up, baby? Visit, you gotta come check out the Mooka Shed Farm. Oh, that's new, because I know I've been to Hawaii many times in the past, 80s and 90s. And that was my first rabbit hole history. Awesome. Yeah, I'll check it out, though. And I know that was the Snoop, but I definitely Ganja. What's going on, beloved? What's happening? What's going on, everybody, beloved? So, appreciate you guys coming. Let's go ahead and get this read on because I want to be here for a long time. And I didn't read ahead. I'm reading this with you. Regardless of what I read, okay? When I read stuff and words jump out at me, I get an understanding of what they mean. It doesn't mean that I know how to pronounce everything. So, like, I already alluded, you could pretty much pull on the PDF, and a lot of you will be confused. So we're going to go ahead and get back into Demonology, the first book, okay? And we're going to take it right from there. All right, by King James. All right. I am surely very glad to have met with you this day. Now, they spell day, D-A-Y-E. That was really a period when they were coming to understand our language and break things down. It's actually pronounced different from day, okay? For I am of opinion that ye can better, and I'm not going to explain a whole lot. I'm just going to keep reading. The simple mistakes, we'll correct them later on. It doesn't matter. That ye can better resolve me of something whereof I stand in great doubt, nor any other whom with I could have met. Example, in what I can, or epi, in what I can, that ye like to spare at me, I will willingly and freely tell my opinion, and if I prove it not sufficiently, I am heartily content that a better reason carry it away then. And these are two different individuals, all right, and Phil. What think ye of these strange news, which now online furnishes purposes to all men at their meeting? I mean, of these witches, that is. And we're going to say EPI. We're just going to spell it, okay? Surely they are wonderful, and I think so clear in plain confessions in that purpose have never fallen out in any age or country. Okay? PHI, okay, Phi. So it's going to be Epi and Phi, okay? Just keep it simple. Don't worry. I'll let you know the names. No question if they be true, but thereof the doctors doubt. And Epi states, what part it doubt of ye? Then V replies, even of all, for aught I can yet perceive, and namely, that there is such a thing as witchcraft or witches. And I would pray you to resolve me thereof, if ye may. For I have reasoned with sundries in that matter, and yet could never be satisfied therein. And Epi replies, I shall with good will do the best I can, but I think it the difficult, since ye deny the thing itself in general. For as it is said in the logic schools, or the logical, contra negates principle, non est dispodium. I should have turned that off. Always, for that part, that witchcraft is. And witches have been and are the former part which is clearly proven by the scriptures, and the last by daily experience and confessions. Now, where in scriptures have y'all read about witches or warlocks? What is the term utilized? Paraphrase, if you may, because I want you to know that they continue to change this bibliography because it's a game for them to play based upon the lives of certain individuals, and rhetorically that don't exist. I had to put that there. So Phi replies, I know you will allege me Saul's pythosis. Hold on, let me get this word right. What was that word? I know ye will allege me slave. God dog, I can't get the word again. The hypothesis, like, but that is, as appears, will not make much for you. Now, Epi states, not only that place, but divers others, or diverse others, but I marvel why that should not make much for me. So Vai states, the reasons are these. First, ye may consider that Saul, being troubled in spirit, and having fasted long before, as the text testifieth, and being come to a woman that was brooded to have such knowledge, and that to inquire so important news, he having a guilty conscience for his heinous offenses, and especially for that same unlawful curiosity and horrible defection, and then the woman crying out upon the sudden in great admiration for the uncouth sight that she alleged to have seen, discovering him to be the king, though disguised and denied by him before. It was no wonder, I say, that his senses being thus distracted, he could not perceive her feigning of her voice, the feigning of her voice. He being himself in an other calmer, and seeing Samuel, profane and against all theology, the devil in his likeness, a vampire, that either God would permit him to come in the shape of his saints, and in parentheses, for then could never the prophets in those days have been sure what spirits spake to them in their visions. Okay? And, or then that he could foretell what was to come thereafter. For prophecy proceedeth only of God, and the devil hath no knowledge of things to come. So are we dealing with a period of time that expresses upon something that's relevant to something else? Because if we look at the Anunnaki, they were considered devils or jinn, demons. And it was through compulsory acts that most subjugated themselves to look at them upon this narrative. Are the enemies below or above? Are those which were here before or those who came after? History is, as far as the puzzle pieces, is there is so much, okay? And I know some of you are going to be like, what is Red talking about? If you want to screenshot it and read it yourself, you go right ahead, okay? If you have books on Old English, then have a dainty time. Even though some of these words I actually have wrote down and I acquiesced with what they truly say and what they mean, I love to look at it without utilizing that to see where my brain is functioning, because some of these words actually sound Tengali or Filipino, or you know what I'm saying, or like the Philippines, or like when if I was to sit here and say them as they're pronounced. So I'm attempting to do my best with the English, if you get where I'm coming from. Like, it's real weird. Okay. And it goes on back to Epi, and it carries on until we get to close to chapter 2. And we'll get into that. Let me mark this. Okay, because I didn't mark it before. I really don't want to mark this book, but man, it's so small, it doesn't matter. So we'll pick up right here. Just going 3 little dots. 3. And I'll put 6 here. All right. Okay. I don't want to read a whole lot because it really gets, you know what I mean? So here we're going to get to exposing the expositions of 1851, 1950. I know y'all like, what? Hold on. Excuse me. Hold on. Go back over here. My apologies, guys. Where's it at? Let me see. Trying to find where it was at, because actually I had read it, if y'all recall. I'm not highlighting stuff in here because I don't see, well, when you're dealing with like Socrates dialogue and the Scottish rites and all that kind of stuff, that's why I said it was a benefit for me when I went to Edinburgh, Scotland, and I had those drinks. I knew where to look. Let's put it like that. Okay? With those people. 90, 87, 85. And that was in the 80s. That's how old they were. Okay? As somebody talking about, you were highly favored. If you don't get your goofy self out of here without being demeaning, but get your goofiness out of here. Oh, where is that? Anyway, you know, it's prefactors and stuff like that. And when you base it on that time and what is stated, you know, you must, where is it at? You must remind yourself that when you come across this stuff, it's important to, no, because they spell Satan as Satan or Satian with a VE. So there was many different ways. And because they were the first to be inscribed with this new narrative. And some of you might think that it's old. It is not. Is it from a time, a period? Is there something? Yeah, you know, first of all, I want to be clear on something. Somebody said, oh man, you don't believe in God? You are the gods. Do you think that anything that allows you to exist would tell you who it was? When you can't even acquiesce what's in you because you can't determine how to carry yourself? Don't be so foolish. Of course there's something bigger. What? Who's to say that it wasn't you and us in agreement that put ourselves here and allowed a deplorable state to acquiesce a position? And what makes you think there's something out there that's not jealous of your existence? You know, like, lay low off the religion because it's subversive, just like everything else. One world, one people, communicated, converse. There was no 50-50, 100-100. Woman and man were likened upon each other as it was represented without one putting down the other or standing over. Shawls and all the other goopy stuff, that is a decree to keep people divided so they don't walk back into their truth. And if individuals can't see that because they're so perverse in the dialect of the enemy, I have nothing for you. If that's where you at, why waste your time here? There are many people who could feed you of your substance to stay in that consort or contort of a predicament, a situation that has no balance, no equilibrium, no standing. Only the fact that its existence is utterly in disdain and represented in the world that you exist in because you cannot acquaint yourself with balance or order. So let's get into exposing the expositions of 1851, 1915. Revised 2021 from Howdy Mikowski's 2019, which is all right for those of you if you want to start off reading. I have it. This one, much better. Excuse me. Okay. People are so smart. And if y'all look at the word and really pay attention, you realize that you don't want to be smart. You want to walk in your truth of existence. Anyway, chapter 3, planning and building Chicago. So I want to show you this picture. This is Illinois' building of a Chicago Exposition in 1893. I'm just going to read through this. I'm not going to sit here and blah, 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 blah. They didn't build that, okay? Not here, at least. Now, I'm not saying nobody built. Of course, every one of us, doesn't matter the crayon color or how long they existed. We all partook. Okay? So anyway, starting in 1893, there were 9 major exhibitions in the United States. We know the United States is not this place, but let's carry on. That's the only time I'm going to say that. Chicago of 1893, Nashville of 1897. You can look these places up and look for those pictures, people. Omaha, 1898. Buffalo, 1901. And St. Louis, 1904. Portland, 1905. Jamestown, 1907. Jamestown, people. Seattle, 1909. And San Francisco in 1915. And yes, my Pelskin brothers, y'all didn't build none of it. I will examine the background of the expositions and their seemingly magic construction. The cities themselves have magic building stories as well, and this too must be examined as the history of the expos in the cities they were held and are linked. It doesn't mean that y'all didn't partake. It was a different world, but not you, as far as the narrative painted by your fake history. That's not to hurt you. It's just a fact. Chicago's exhibition of 1893, shown above, which we all just looked at, was a 690-acre site, supposedly built from scratch in 2 years. 690 acres. Think about it. This included all the planning, landscaping, construction of the buildings, and digging of the canals. How many of y'all ever looked at the so-called Capitol, whatever, the White House, whatever, and the Reconstruction era? How long did it take for them to repair and then add the so-called, what was it, West Wing or whatever? How long did it take them? All right, that's all I'm going to say. Anyway, this included all the planning, landscaping, constructing of the buildings, the digging of the canals, the installment of all the roads and sidewalks, and getting the collection of midway rides up and running. What sort of planning does that require? Even if you claim to have 100,000 workers to do the job, Chicago claimed to use 40,000. What are the logistics? How were the workers fed every day? Where did all the bathrooms go? How did the materials get to the site? With no machines, trucks, or electrical power. That is 690 acres of not just buildings, but monster buildings. Look at the manufacturer's building in the center by itself. It is 30 acres. How can this be built so fast? Yeah, by itself. Not possible. I asked back. Anyway. Then he looked more closely at the 100 or so photos. Well, no, excuse me, I'm jumping ahead. I presented this question to my building contractor friend, remember we talked about him a couple of times, to see if the entire Columbian Exposition of 1893 could be built in 2 years today. After surveying the photos, his first response was a simple no, not possible. Not possible, I asked back. And then he looked more closely at the 100 or so photos I showed to him. Look, it would take 2 years just to have the architectural and landscaping plans drawn up. This is a complex building project, and it has to be planned out properly. You can't just start throwing things up without having a good plan of where everything is going to be and why. How are those lakes are going to be made, dug out, and set up to be sure there is no flooding? Then you need 2 years to do the landscaping and make the lakes and canals and roads. And I mean 2 years with modern equipment. Then you can't get to the buildings. At least more than 10 years for that. So 10 to 15 years with modern machines, I inquired. Give or take, yeah. If I had the 50,000 guys, all the machines I wanted, and they were actually construction workers wanted, and an unlimited budget of hundreds of millions of dollars, then yeah, maybe 10 years, maybe longer. Do you have any idea how this could have been done in 2 years between 1891 to 1893? It's all after the Civil War. Isn't that quite funny? The Crimean War, right? Took off how long after that? Again, like I said, with the technology available at the time, it's just not possible. So for this to be true, this project equals the building of the pyramids in Egypt. And we know that the pyramids of Egypt was a period, not a place. And a lot of those things over there are not what you think they are. But that is not the story presented by historians for the Chicago Exposition, with the planning meetings said to have been done in 1 month, and the entire exposition finished in less than 2 years, including losing time for severe winters. This makes no sense. This is why this chapter is devoted to sharing not only the story of the building of this exposition, but the building of the city of Chicago as well. I hope you enjoyed that read. And next we'll be getting into Chicago's history a little more further as far as the old federal buildings and all that other stuff. An exceptionally beautiful building. When there's even one in New York, and they want people to believe they built that. No. And I see we have this nuance of pale skins who have a hard time accepting that. Just go watch The Holiday Inn, Ben Cosby, 1942. They have a hard time believing that Abe Lincoln was melanated. And they still want to hold on to this individual who we've already alluded to comes from so-called Europe, who was a fur trader and everything else with his cousins, who was not Lincoln. Okay? Lincoln didn't come from Europe. He was of what they call it. He was a Republican, not a Democrat, but it was called, I forget the party that was established or they wrote in that was fictional. We were the Republic. There were no parties. And I keep saying after y'all have a hard time with that term. We didn't name or label any mountain, ridge, or anything other than locations for spy. And I know it's hard for you to accept that. All right? So if you want to listen to pale skins rambling on about a fictional world that was given to them by the enemies right now, who many of them are yelling and screaming at, who are not Zionists, they're not Ashkenaz, these things, or they could be, because Ashkenaz is by way of Gomer, who is of Japhet. And then it tells you in the Talmud and everything else, the sons of Japhet. So how? And I already broke down an individual that says, just say anti-Semitic. And these idiots in the fake media and everywhere else keep running with it. But y'all have a hard time acquiescing this position of truth. Not my problem. That's part of the New World Order. And some of you are a part of it, but not in the way that you were like. You don't even know the truth of your ancestors. The stuff they went through, your great grandmammies and pappies. And if you did, you'd probably stop acquiescing and being so friggin' foolish and stupid. And you probably stand beside us and turn not another cheek. But hey, time's up. That's enough. We'll be back in a few hours, and we'll get into Negro Project and Behold the Pale Horse. All right? Jay's Bay, what's going on? Herbo, what's up, beloved? Have a dainty time. Yeah. My back. Piece of slip. What's going on, beloved? Max V, what's cracking? I'm going to start putting you, because y'all ain't putting the music together for like 15, 20 minutes. I'm just going to loop your music and play it, all right? And I got a few of you guys' music. I'm just going to start utilizing it. You dig? Hey, Joe, I got you right. Yeah. So I appreciate you guys coming in, and I respect it. Let me drink some more of this. Y'all really need to whoop one of these up. They're really good. Oh my goodness. Woo-wee. I meant to put some flax in there, real flax, not the, or chia seeds, excuse me. But it's good the way it is. I appreciate y'all taking the time. Still love. Sisters, brothers, 2 in 1. And I'll see y'all here 2.5, 3 hours. All right. Well, about 3 hours. Okay. Oh, and I'm going to reschedule the podcast. Instead of Tuesday, I'm going to make it for Monday. Monday afternoon, 5 o'clock exactly. And it's still the same topic. It's still set up. Okay. And then for those who are monetized, if you want to go live, and if you don't know how to monetize it, just go to the studio. Tap on it, because it'll be there upcoming. Hit monetization on. Okay. Appreciate y'all. Maybe we'll make it this weekend, y'all, and get them books, right? Anyway, y'all know already. She hit me back. She said she was so happy that I received it, and we have them all, so we'll be getting into this because I find this very, very important. This goes with the story of my ancestors as well. That's why it was so important to share this with you. Nobody know about it. Everybody's been hitting me up. How do you know about these books? Well, I said I've been reading and traveling the earth for a long time. And I figured anything that can get you back to a place of balance, besides Jack Forbes' American Discovery of Europe and everything else, and the books that Kira Meal sent me that I'm still going to read. Just want to as a process. You know what I'm saying? They say method to the madness, right? So anyway, let me get off here. Getting long with it, and I appreciate y'all. And it's, yeah, gratitude always. You know what I'm saying? Appreciation. And in the 3 hours, we'll get that in because I find it very important to stay with the Constitution that our ancestors wrote. And I think it's very important. And the Negro Project, it's still some just very disturbing stuff. But as far as Margaret Sanger, but I find it could be equitable. Okay. Again, share this. I appreciate it. And if you're here and you haven't liked or subscribed, I appreciate it if you do.